Cat test. Wait, needs to be louder. Needs to be louder. Maybe that'll do it. I came up with an idea for a video where I try and guess philosophical ideas by their names. I like philosophy. I'm interested in philosophy. I think I know some philosophical ideas, but I don't know if I know their names. So I'm going to go through some names I found on the internet, and see if I know what they mean, or just make a wild guess. Maybe it'll go really well, maybe I'll make a fool of myself, who knows? Your moral compass is just... Oh, it's good. Philosophical idea number 1, Plato's theory of ideas. So Plato's theory of ideas is the theory that ideas spawn from your environment. So if you see a tree, you go, oh, I have an idea. I want to climb that tree. And that's basically it. The concept of introspection. The concept of introspection is the idea that to look inwards is to look outwards. And you can only perceive the world around you in an intelligent manner if you can look inwards objectively at yourself, and therefore become a wiser person because of that. Like Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda. God. The concept of solipsism. Solipsism. So the concept of solipsism, I have no idea. The concept of solipsism is when you're so full of solip, you just need to tell everyone about your solipness. It just makes you so confident in yourself because you are expressing your solipsism to everyone, and therefore you become a better person because of your solipsism. That sounds about right. The theodicy, the attempt to vindicate God. So this one is basically what it says on the tin. The theodicy is an attempt to vindicate God. Because God is just, God, he needs some vindicating. That old geezer needs some vindicating, and I don't know what vindicate means, but oh boy, does God need vindicating. I could go into much more detail, but I'm not going to. Moral relativism. So this one is quite straightforward. You have a pretty relatively good idea on what being a moral person entails. If I was to break moral relativism down to you, I would say you've had so much life experience that your moral compass is just, it's good. You have a good moral compass because you've lived life relatively well. Yeah. Categorical imperative, or the golden rule of morality. This one's a bit complicated, so make sure you've got your notebooks out ready for this one. So categorical imperative, or the golden rule of morality, is to love thy neighbor. And And it's just so categorically imperative to love thy neighbor. Otherwise, how are you going to how are we going to come together as a world, as a society, if we're just not categorically imperative about our intentions to love thy neighbor? I'd say that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that answer, actually. Determinism slash indeterminism. I know this one, psychology A level. Determinism is the idea that we have no free will. Hear me out. We have no free will, and that all the decisions that we make are determined for us by a higher power, and therefore we have no choice in what we do in life. Determinism. You're welcome. Cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. Aha. I also know this one. I think, therefore I am is the idea that to be a conscious being is to think. And if you cannot think, you cannot make decisions. And if you cannot make decisions, you cannot live or survive. Maybe I don't know that one. God is dead. Okay, so this is a deep one, trigger warning. We're going to talk about the death of God. The theory that God is dead is the theory that there is no God because he died. Yeah, he died. He was having a bad day, and things just went from bad to worse, and then he died. And so we must live for ourselves because God is dead and he's not here to be like, hey, this is what you need to do. Instead, we need to be like, this is what you do. So that's God is dead. Existential crises. So the idea of an existential crisis is when you've got a divorce. I think that's imperative. You must have had a divorce. You have lost your house pretty bad. You've lost your job as well. You've lost your job. And now you are having an existential crisis because you don't know what to do in life anymore. Am I having an existential crisis?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because
We'll say that. Save that for another video. So basically, you're just a lost soul drifting through the cosmos, just trying to find a purpose. I am having an existential crisis. That is what I am having right now. Okay, so that was the 10 philosophical ideas and my definitions of them based on their names. I think I did quite well. So, yeah, I guess thanks for watching. And just, I don't know, call me Mr. Philosopher now, I suppose. Bye, I guess.